Today we will be preparing a classic recipe. We will bake Victoria sandwich cake. Now it's a very simple recipe, but I'll be sharing with you the tips, the tricks behind making the perfect sandwich cake. First, we will measure eggs with the shell and then measure all the other ingredients. I'll be using self-rising flour. In most of our other recipes, we have been using all-purpose flour. And as the name suggests, self-rising flour has got a rising agent. It is nothing but all-purpose flour and baking powder. And here I like to add a little bit of baking powder to our self-rising flour. Again here, we will prepare raspberry jam at home. I like to pair this with homemade raspberry jam as store-bought jam tends to be very sweet. And when paired with our American buttercream, our cake will become overly sweet. So here I like to pair this cake with slightly tart raspberry jam. And while preparing the buttercream, again I like to add 2 tablespoons of whipping cream or heavy cream so that it gives a light texture to our buttercream. So let's begin.
First, I will weigh 2 eggs with its shell. Now it weighs 126 grams. Now I will weigh self-raising flour, sugar and butter. And the procedure is very simple. First, I will cream, butter and sugar until it is light and fluffy. Make sure that the butter is at room temperature. And here I am adding 126 grams of caster sugar. Once the butter and sugar are creamed, we will add half of the eggs and mix well. Now we will add the rest. Now I'll add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And now I'll add 126 grams of self-rising flour, which is mixed with 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder. I will sift half of the mixture into the egg and butter mixture. Then fold in the flour. Once the flour is almost incorporated, I will add the rest of the flour. Now I'll add 1.5 tablespoons of milk, which is at room temperature. Now I'll beat the batter for 10 to 20 seconds on the lowest speed to incorporate air. Now you can see that our batter has become light and airy. Now I'll divide the batter among two sandwich tins which are lined with baking paper. Carefully scoop the batter with a spatula and place it in your baking tin. Divide the batter equally among the two tins. Now we will carefully spread the batter towards the edges. Now the tray will go into the preheated oven at 170 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. After 20 minutes of baking, the cake is perfectly done. Now I will loosen the edges with a butter knife and transfer to a wire rack. The cake should be baked until a skewer inserted in the center comes out clean. Keep a wire rack on top of the cake, turn the cake over, then keep another wire rack and turn it again. Then let the cake cool on the wire rack completely. And while placing the wire rack on the cake, make sure that you do it gently. The cake is super soft, and if you apply excessive pressure, the cake will deflate.